Hey, it's Kyle here, and today I'll be reviewing the third episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Like always with these reviews, there will be some spoilers in here. So if you haven't seen the third episode yet, I would definitely recommend watching the episode before you watch this review. Overall, I enjoyed this episode. I still think episode 2 for now is my favorite. There were some really cool moments in episode 3, but overall, I didn't find the episode quite as enjoyable as episode 2. With that being said, maybe my most favorite scene so far in the series did take place in episode 3, and that is the fight between Boba Fett and Black Krrsantan. Wow, it was very cool to kind of see a Wookiee go all out in a fight like this and be basically no holds barred. His attempted assassination on Boba Fett, and then the resulting fight with Boba and his underlings was a really cool action sequence, a very cool fight. Honestly, probably I would put it up there with some of my favorite fights from The Mandalorian. Very physical, very brutal. It was just a very cool scene. Really enjoyed that a lot. And I'm not the first person probably to think this, but I'm thinking we'll see Black Krrsantan feature more in the rest of this season. I don't think we're done seeing him, even though at that point this episode Boba Fett does release him from his captivity. Would it surprise me if he comes back and maybe partners up with Boba, which I think would be a really cool partnership. I did enjoy this episode that we're starting to learn a little bit more about the forces conspiring against Boba. Hutch were introduced in the last episode, the twins, and this episode they implied they're leaving. Much like Boba, I don't believe them. I believe we'll see the Hutts some more. But the Pikes are here, and they're making a play for power, and it looks like the Pikes may be the most serious threat to Boba's reign at the moment. Although, again, still think the Hutts are involved in somehow. And maybe that's one small issue I'm having so far in the series, that, at this point, I think we're nearly halfway through the season, and it's still not clear who the bad guy is yet. There's multiple ones. I would like a little bit of a clearer picture at this point to see who the mastermind pulling the strings is, and maybe that's something we won't see until later in the season. It'll kind of be a big reveal to set up some future storylines. But kind of just having like a weekly trade-off, like, the first episode you wasn't sure, like, was the mayor the person, and then he's like, oh no, maybe it's the Hutts, and now it's the Pikes. And I'm just hoping that's not a continued trend, that every episode, like, oh, it's actually not them, it's another group. So maybe we're on the Pikes now, and we'll get a little bit more of feeling like this is the ultimate bad guy, but it'll be interesting to see where that goes. I am happy to see the Pikes more, as I mentioned in my review for episode 2. I've always found the Pike Syndicate to kind of be an interesting storyline element in Star Wars, and so I'm happy to see that they're being featured this prominently in the Book of Boba Fett. So I'm definitely in favor of seeing them featured heavy in the storyline. But at the same time, I'm hoping the Hutts are not gone away too, because I really think the twins are a cool character concept, and I would really like to see them more in the series. I'm glad to see we're starting to kind of build out Boba's kind of army or forces aligned with him. It was the first 2 episodes, you really just had, a few people working for him. It's like, well, this is not realistic. If he's really trying to rule the city, he needs more than like 3 people being his, muscle and stuff like that. So I'm glad we've kind of brought in the Star Wars cyberpunk motorcycle gang to kind of be some added muscle to them. And I'm kind of expecting maybe Black Krrsantan to kind of be added to that, and slowly see these other forces kind of gathering to Boba's side. So I'm glad we're kind of building out that side of it as well. I did enjoy getting to see a little bit more of the city in this episode. I thought that was really cool from the various scenes, so I enjoyed that aspect of it. Again, as I mentioned in the last episode, I love the stuff related to the mayor and his office. So I enjoyed going back there. A little bit disappointed in how that storyline played out. Not that I didn't enjoy how it was picked in episode 3, but I have a feeling that the mayor's and his underlings part of the storyline might be wrapping to a close. And I enjoyed that dynamic so much. I would love the idea throughout the series, Boba stopping by the mayor's office for some official city business. And I have a feeling that part of the storyline might be gone, but oh well. The car chase at the end there were some cool elements. There were some parts of maybe this went on a little bit too long. It was okay. I didn't really dislike it, but I thought it could have been cooler, but it was kind of interesting. At the entire time, I was kind of thinking, like, why is this car chase even a thing? Boba Fett does have he can fly, and so I was glad at the end that he just did pop up. But it seemed like that would have been a simple way to, like, Boba just flies and get him. I guess he wanted to give his new worker something to do and kind of get the chance to show off their skills for Boba. The Rancor stuff with the Hutts giving Rancor a gift, or giving a gift of Rancor to Boba Fett, was something I didn't really expect. I thought that was really cool. I'm really excited to see the concept of Boba Fett riding a Rancor. If we get that in this series, that will maybe be the coolest moment in a live-action series we've seen so far. So I'm very excited by that concept. So I really hope to see how that plays out. But overall, like I said, I enjoyed this episode. It just wasn't my favorite. I have a feeling a lot of stuff with this episode was kind of setting up stuff for the next episode. So I'm expecting to start to see a big showdown with Boba and the Pikes coming soon. So I'll be very interested, and I'm hoping we'll see the Hutts again. But in the comment section below, let me know what was your favorite moment from episode 3 and what your hopes are for the rest of the series. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate the support. I'll see you the next time, and may the Force be with you.